We're beginning with 5 rules you didn't know existed in League of Legends Esports. I'm pretty sure one of them is that you cannot surrender. That's pretty much it.
Hey guys, Nicolai here. Before we get into whether or not you can surrender in an esports tournament,
That escalated quickly, bro. First 3 seconds, I'm a prophet.
or if you're allowed to have a girlfriend as an esports player, I first need to let you know that this video is sponsored by Pro Guides. If you're struggling to win games or you're a lower rank than you were in Season 8, I highly recommend
Season 8? Hold on, how old is this video? 4 years ago. Fuck me, brother.
ProGuides.com. They currently have a full course they filmed with Nightblue3 himself, all about lane priority, gank paths, and how to 1v9 from the jungle.
And given the fact that I've seen Nicolai recently doing fucking A to Z champions in Challenger, so oh my god.
Sifu, I trust you because you're a Twitch partner and you're smart.
Sure, senpai with a tier 1 fix, we appreciate you for outing. Yeah, and granted that we saw Nicolai doing questionable shenanigans champions A to Z in Challenger jungle, I guess, yeah, sounds solid.
Along with other courses, custom stats, tools, and 24/7 Challenger coaching staff, they're the fastest proven way to get better at League of Legends. So be sure to check it out with the first link in the description. Now,
Or just to watch a Gurren, you know? The German rank 1 player, assuming you're playing jungle.
with that being said, let's jump into the video. Within the past decade, esports went from something that old people didn't understand to something old people still don't understand.
Yeah, I was about to say, those guys, fucking boomers, still don't understand what esports is. So, you know.
But something that did change were the events. We went from esports events looking like this to now being completely
Season 100k championship, sounds good.
sold out arenas, even with dragons. And like everything that grows and becomes incredibly popular, you have to create specific rules for those who participate, and sometimes even rules for those who come to spectate. Like a while back when the LCS made an official rule stating that fans would not be allowed to have signs that said "Free Tyler 1."
Yeah, I remember that. It was the episode when Tyler 1 got perma-banned, IP banned on all of his League of Legends accounts. He couldn't stream. He literally had to swap games. And what community did is they started bringing fucking posters to esports event like LCS, Worlds, and so on, saying hashtag Free Tyler 1. That's where it got from. And the Riot Legacy were not happy about it.
But of course, Tyler 1 has since been freed. So, keeping the introduction short,
Hashtag reformed.
let's begin the 5 rules you didn't know existed in esports.
Let's go.
Getting started with number 5, ranks. Surely we've all fantasized about being on stage at the finals of a League of Legends tournament, performing an epic 1v5 play that makes you and your team win the game and win the trophy. But then we wake up and stop dreaming and realize that we're stuck in silver.
I mean, I wish I was stuck in silver. We're getting there, chat. 2 wins away. Gotta believe.
So our chances of becoming a pro player are a little unlikely. And
But you can still be coach, just saying.
to be completely honest, the chances of a silver player becoming a pro player is actually 0. Because in
Sad.
Rule 2.4 of the official 2019 LCS rule set, it is stated that
LCS and LACS. What the fuck is ACS? I've got no fucking idea.
all players on the team must have held a peak solo queue ranking within the last year of Diamond 3 or above.
Honestly, they should change it, because remember the Victus team, the all-female team in Russia? Those girls, all of them were Diamond 3, Diamond 2 maybe at best. 4 of them were support mains, 1 of them was a Kata main. So what bothers me the most is the fact that enemy team banned 5 supports. Sure, you can say, oh, haha, girls play only supports. That's a stereotype, hee hee haha, you know, can get trolled. But no, brother, realistically, 4 of them were support mains. So they did what was best for the team, you know? Anyway, my point being, we need to increase this number from Diamond 3 to, let's say, Grandmaster, at least Grandmaster.
Diamond 3 or above. Meaning that only 0.54% of the total League of Legends player base is currently able to become a professional League of Legends player. This is of course to maintain the LCS to be competitive from the get-go.
Yeah, this video was made 4 years ago, and I remember what happened to LCS like, what, few months ago? Yeah, we almost didn't have a summer split in the LCS because LCS almost went to shut down because the teams refused to play. So we'll try it. Then they said, you know, random teams you can just apply. Doesn't matter if you're from NA or not. Just show the fuck up and give us a show. You know, we need to have an LCS. We cannot have LCS if we have no teams participating in the fucking LCS. So yeah.
That way, organizations aren't able to do some sort of brand publicity stunt and place some low-tier players on their team and be embarrassing for the league. Kind of like what's currently happening in the Russian equivalent of the LCS, where an organization has a team composed of 5 female players.
Fucking classic.
Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a female player, but this team's skill levels are nowhere near a competitive level, as everyone was able to realize this when they lost one of the fastest professional League of Legends games in a record 13 minutes.
Yeah, 13. 3 dub, equally 13 minutes. Also, they went on the lose streak, 0-34. That's not kills and deaths, that's wins, losses, so you know.
But alright, for number 4, now that you're a professional esports player, you have a serious question. Can you surrender in a professional match? In
No.
solo queue, people throw around a surrender vote for almost every little inconvenience. But
In Korea, honestly, you might be thinking, yeah, true, support steals a cannon minion from my ADC, if jungler smites a cannon from my ADC, Brand's always fucking ADC, I know it, you know it, everyone knows it. So they always want to surrender. You might be thinking, yeah, it's classic, everyone wants to surrender, it always happens because of the minor inconvenience. But it is not as often as it happens in Korea. Because Korea are meta freaks. Meta, as I said before, stands for most efficient tactic available, which means they want to get the LP in the fastest way possible. So, if you are picking Timo jungle, for example, which is not meta, which means they are not getting LP in the fastest way, which means f*** you, they're going to run it down, they're going to make it the fastest 15 surrender you've ever seen, because they're losing 20 LP right now, but f*** it, it's going to be faster for them to win those 20 LP in the next game.
is it against the rules to do that in a professional match? Well, it's actually not against the rules at all to
Really?
surrender. At any point past 15 minutes, a team is allowed to surrender just as they could in a regular game. There has even been teams who have surrendered on the biggest stage.
I haven't seen a single team surrender. What?
In the first game of Worlds 2015, Invictus Gaming was on the losing side of a 30-minute game versus Fnatic. And instead of wasting any more time, they decided the game was already over and they agreed to surrender.
That's a defensive flash. Emperor's Divide will not pin Kakao to the wall. It's a battle on 3 fronts, and it's a battle that Fnatic is winning. That's a triple kill for Reckless. There's 2 more targets in his sight. He's looking for more. He has the tower dive. Huni is chasing Kid down. A flash away. The ricochet. It's bouncing. It's spinning. Reckless, can he get more? Boomerang's not there. Huni and Reckless are inside the base of IG.
Actually, so far in the minion wave is there. That's an inhibitor down, but they're playing the long game. They get the inhibitor and the one.
I mean, still winnable, gotta believe. It's not so bad, 8-1. Where's the gold lead? I don't see the gold lead, but it's not so bad, is it? Hold on, let's look at the farm. Bro, farm is give or take equal.
Everything counts for Fnatic. They get the kills. They get a Zhonya's as well from February. Showing off a little bit. Can go back. That's a surrender.
Hacker M top. Yeah, Hacker M top was fucking busted back then.
From IG, they know the game was over.
Invictus Gaming surrender.
And by the way, this wasn't the only time a professional team has surrendered. Just from a simple Google search, I could find a handful of other instances of professional teams throwing in the towel.
Okay, fair enough. Granted, I never googled that because I never cared for it. So, fully understandable. I mean, 14k gold div, kinda winnable. Of course it's winnable, you just gotta believe, bro.
Including this match from 2014 in the EU LCS, when Team SK Gaming was down a whole 12 kills to 0 in 20 minutes and they decided that they had enough.
Oh, no, at this point it's unwinnable.
Like gold does for you. That's going to be another turret going down, Alliance. Now they can take this bottom turret as well. There's a big wave there for Froggen. They're just taking everything from SK. 12-0 in kills. Not a single rock from
GG.
SK Gaming. And into 20 minutes.
Lulu, it is Lulu top. Wait. That is Lulu Double, the free torrent rings, Boots of Lucidity, that's Morello, and Large Rod 108.
Kills, not
Oh, they have a hyper carry. There it is. One of the funneling strategies. Okay, gotcha. Hyper carry Kog'Maw, you support. Yeah, good luck.
a single reply from SK Gaming, and it's a 20-minute surrender, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting on with the video, we go to number 3, fines. Although surrendering is acceptable, there are a solid amount of things that are not acceptable. In traditional sports, fines get thrown around all the time.
I'm here so I won't get fined.
Now back to esports and professional League of Legends, fines work the same way.
Yeah, we saw it in one of the previous videos from Nicolai. One of them got fined by not picking Smite. Pike Jungler forgot to pick Smite, he got fined. What was it, 1 month's salary? Yeah, give or take.
On this topic, I want to show you one of the silliest fines I've ever seen. Take a look at this 10-second video and tell me if you see anything wrong with it.
I think ASQ is gonna win because C9's playstyle is really predictable and they're drafting in a similar way every game, so I think they're definitely counterable and ASQ is the better team.
Did you see it, chat? Okay, hold on, let's go again.
Because C9's playstyle...
Now the question is, are the players from Fnatic getting fired or someone in the crowd? I'm pretty sure someone from Fnatic now.
It's really predictable and they're drafting in a similar way every game, so I think they're definitely counterable and ASQ is the better team.
Odds are,
Didn't see anything.
unless you've seen this video before, you probably didn't see what happened.
No.
The player being interviewed is kind of trash-talking his opponent's team. The team he's
What do you mean trash talking? If they're predictable, then it's not trash talking. If they're doing exactly the same draws every single time, bro, I don't think you should get fined for that, you know, for saying facts.
talking about is actually in the background. And over here is C9 High, and High isn't really liking what he's hearing, so he quickly puts up a middle finger. But
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
for that literal 1 second of flipping the bird, Riot Games fined High 500 euros.
Oh no.
Realistically though, Riot Games doesn't throw around fines that often. The most common fines that get thrown around are to players who are behaving in ways that can be perceived as a little...
Hold on.
Are to players who are behaving in ways...
Uzi is being fined $2,000 for griefing his teammates and intentionally feeding, and for doing so on an account that did not belong to him, either through account sharing or through a purchase account. Who gives a f***? But I mean, okay, we have to understand that professionals that show up on the professional scene and the world scene are being held to slightly higher standards than the rest of us degenerates that are playing this game.
that can be perceived as a little bit toxic.
Head of coach of Afrika Freaks is being fined 1.5k for negative behavior based on both frequency of reports in his prior disciplinary history and the LCK. What? Frequency of reports? Now, f the pro scene. Imagine taking a casual player and throwing him into a pro scene. With the frequency of reports we're getting, we're gonna go bankrupt instantly.
Or racist.
Yoda used racially derogatory language in the tweet. Now my question is, how old is that tweet? Because people tend to dig shit up from fucking 10 years ago. When he was fucking 12, for example. If he is 22 right now, the prime age for League of Legends Pro, he was fucking 12 back then. I was doing wild shit. I was eating sand when I was 12. So understandable that when you are 12, you're doing dumb shit, you know?
Just a while back, Korean player Khan was playing on Chinese servers and had a little bit of a toxic moment where he added that you can't win a game with 4 Chinese players.
If only I'd see what champion he's playing, either Cassidy or Draven. Just saying.
Riot Games didn't like this, and Khan was fined 1 million won.
How much is that? Like $20 now?
Which isn't as much as you think, but it is equivalent to $1,000 US.
Close enough.
Now, before we finish off the video and head to number 1, I want to use number 2 as a way to rapid fire showcase some simple but still interesting official rules. So, let's get to it. A teammate cannot touch another teammate's computer in any way once a match is started.
Okay, the question is, why would you touch your teammate's computer? Hello?
You must be over 17 years old to be eligible as a professional player.
Okay, fair enough. I was under the impression you have to be at least 16. As I remember, Bjergsen was very young when they drafted him into TSM. I feel like he was 16, maybe even 15 when they drafted him. Granted, he needed to have the written agreement from his parents because he was under 18, you know, he was underage, so that's understandable, but 17? Okay.
A player is not allowed to use the onstage computers to view or post on any social media.
But why not?
And although this sounds kind of obvious, I never really thought about it. But lastly, Riot employees cannot be players.
Okay, players in the pro scene. Okay, it took me a while to understand because I saw Riot employees playing the game.
Now to send off the video for number 1, no girlfriends allowed.
Wait, what?
Gotta say this right off the bat, this isn't an official rule by Riot Games or any of the official esport leagues.
I mean, what we have to understand is if you're playing League of Legends, you're going to stay single, let's be real. I know it, you know it, everyone knows it. But to fucking make a rule out of it?
However, some teams have created understandings with their players that they are not allowed to have girlfriends while they're an active player. Additionally, for teams that don't have this rule, some players stick by this rule for themselves.
But only girlfriends, yeah? But what if you are gay? What about a boyfriend? Checkmate.
Regardless. Here's some examples. Popular EULCS player Reckless has stated that not having a girlfriend is one of the reasons he gives for why he's consistently been a good player.
Okay, we can make this point because of the time you have. Because if you're in a relationship, in a healthy relationship, you must sacrifice a bunch of your time to that relationship, you know? You have to make sacrifices. You're investing time in that relationship. If you don't have a relationship, you have lots of time. You're just playing the game.
Stating that he had a girlfriend during the 2012 season of League of Legends, and he felt like he had a hard time dealing with both things at
I think that's what I'm talking about.
once. And in an interview with the players of
And what if your boyfriend is your teammate? I mean, as long as it's not a girlfriend, it's all good.
Team Misfits, they were questioned if any of them had girlfriends.
I mean, you're asking a League of Legends player, do you have a girlfriend? Like, come on.
They all answered no. However, their jungler Maxlore went as far as to say that if Faker doesn't have a girlfriend, I don't have a girlfriend.
Boom. Now that's going to be my bio in the fucking Tinder chat. If Faker doesn't have her, I don't have her. Simple as that. You gotta be the best.
Now, some of you watching might think that's a little crazy. But if you think about it, the top teams and top players taking their job seriously are practicing the game they play for reportedly 12 to 14 hours a day.
At minimum. Bro, last night, like 6 hours ago, I saw Dantas play fucking League of Legends in Korea for 18 hours. So, you know, like he's not even a pro.
As much as it can be easy to say that these guys are just being paid to play video games, they're actually being paid to perform, win championships, and win prize money. Having players be focused on other things during that time could potentially be distracting. In an interview with Business Insider, pro player X Special said that he has seen other pro players get girlfriends and then they start to play worse. But let's be honest, if you're in love with League of Legends, who needs a—
No, we're not in love. I fucking hate this game, but I am addicted to this game. Just like majority of the viewer base, just saying.
a girlfriend, am I right? Like X Special said, I'm married to League of Legends, essentially. I can't do both. Girls will have to wait until later.
True. Anyway, I was not expecting the relationship one. Fine, sure, understandable. Surrender. That was a surprise because I was pretty sure you cannot surrender, but okay. Hey, the more you know, chat.